and limitations, if any. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLSR number 141654. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
You'll save when you shop the July Red Hot Buys at Harris Ace Hardware. On sale, DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill driver kit that includes 2 lithium-ion batteries and contractor bag is just $99.99. Check out this great buy at Harris Ace. Peak Bug Wash with Rain-X, the gallon size is only 99 cents. And the 1.1 gallon size of Ortho Home Defense Insect Killer is only $9.99. Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jessup, the helpful place.
Morton Collision is located at 1320 West Pine Street in Jessup. Morton's offers free estimates, 23-hour towing, and they guarantee their work. Call 427-3769 or after hours 912-294-6140. The staff at Morton Collision Center works with all insurance companies. So for guaranteed work with a qualified staff, go to Morton Collision at 1320 West Pine Street in Jessup. Morton Collision, quality you can see.
Top Notch Lawn Care is here to serve you. Keep your lawn looking great this summer. Let us cut, edge, trim, and maintain your yard. If you're tired of working on that old lawnmower or spending your spare time cutting grass, sit back and relax.
Call my daddy, Joey Scarborough, at 912-271-3368. He's the best.
Call me today for a free estimate, 912-271-3368.
Local news on WIFO.
It's time now for the latest in local news. In the news, a grievance hearing held all day at City Hall yesterday involving former Jessup police officer, 15-year veteran Sergeant Alicia Smith, who was terminated by Police Chief Glenn Takaki for violating her oath of office as a Jessup police officer and for not simply taking responsibility for her actions. Grievance committee listened to all the evidence presented by City Attorney Michael Connor and Defense Attorney Cameron Coleman, who represented Sergeant Smith at the hearing. Committee of 6 deliberated for approximately 15 minutes and rendered their decision to uphold the chief's firing of Sergeant Smith. The incident in question involved a traffic stop in which an officer witnessed the passenger of the vehicle throw something out of the window, which officers believed to be drugs. They pulled the vehicle over. Driving the vehicle was a young lady who Sergeant Smith knew and knew well, as evidence at the hearing stated that Sergeant Smith considered the young girl like her daughter, and Sergeant Smith knew her boyfriend at the time who was in the vehicle with her, and Sergeant Smith testified she also knew her boyfriend to be a drug user. Sergeant Smith was working that evening, but this was a stop by the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, and all city police officers, including Sergeant Smith, were told to stand down and not respond to the scene. Sergeant Smith ignored that order, went anyway, and wanted to make certain that the young girl she knew was okay. To complicate matters during the incident, the young girl made contact by phone to Sergeant Smith, telling her that she was involved in the traffic stop, and was told by Sergeant Smith that the officers had no probable cause to search the vehicle, which happened to be registered to Sergeant Smith herself. But Sergeant Smith says once she was told that drugs were involved, she told the girl that officers had the right to search the vehicle. The incident was reported to Chief Takaki, who in turn had an internal investigation conducted by the Liberty County Sheriff's Department. They find and list in their report violations of officer conduct and also list criminal obstruction in their report. Chief states that he had no choice when asked by grievance member Alma Gibbs if termination had to be the final result.
Seriousness about this situation that led it to you, because you were the one that made the decision to do the firing. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what was so serious about this situation for what the investigating committee or whoever internal affairs reported that would make you come to that conclusion that she needed to be fired instead of another reprimand or put on leave without pay for a certain period of time or something like that?
Well, of course, all of those areas are always explored. Now, each and every case that is investigated by Internal Affairs is different. In all the other Internal Affairs investigations there were wrongdoing, the officers do realize that they have done wrong and they didn't follow the protocols of our department. And they may not have been fired. They may have been suspended. They may have been reprimanded. There is other alternatives. However, in this particular case, I have to ensure that the community, the police department's integrity, and also the Wayne County Sheriff's Office understands there that we take things seriously, And if an officer cannot understand that certain acts are not permitted and feel that they can do these things, it'll lead to further other acts in the future of things that may be related to this type of activity, or it could be worst activity. And me, I'm the buck stops with me.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for everyone. And if I allow this to happen, then our community, our police department, not only loses credibility and integrity, but loses the ability to enforce laws fairly and equally. I cannot, in good conscience, without having some other recourse to take place, because Sergeant Smith will not take responsibility for any wrongdoing whatsoever. She feels she has not done wrong. I feel she has, and I feel that the integrity of our department is at stake, the integrity of the city is at stake, and I am responsible to carry out fair and impartial law enforcement services to our entire community, which includes the Sheriff's Department and Police Department and City of Jessup. And that is the reason why I didn't have no choice. The buck stops with me.
Again, those comments of Chief Takaki in yesterday's grievance hearing. Each attorney was given a chance to have a closing statement. Here was the defense attorney's Coleman's closing thoughts to the grievance committee.
We're here asking y'all to exercise your appeal capacity, as a grievance committee, which you're all are citizens. Your job is to evaluate the decisions that the city makes. We've entrusted the city with certain powers, and we've got to check on those decisions. That's your job today. You can choose to reinstate Sergeant Smith. You can choose to accept the city's finding that she interfered with the investigation by telling them not to search the car. Or if you choose, you can look to the handbook, and you can find some other, lesser discipline. If you have that power, that's what you have today. We think that the discipline isn't, merited in this case, that Sergeant Smith should be allowed to continue to do her job, which she's been doing for 15 years with, these few minor incidents. But really, it's your decision as the committee to decide whether or not you agree with the decision they make. I thank you for your time. I thank you for treating somebody who's not from around here with a little bit of patience, and I trust you'll make the right decision. Thank you.
And once again, the committee of 6 votes 4-2 to uphold the termination of Sergeant Smith. Sergeant Smith and her attorney's next step, if they choose to take it, is to take legal action against the city and Chief Takaki. Once again, Sergeant Smith's 15-year career with the department ends in termination after the incident, after an internal investigation by the Liberty County Sheriff's Department, and also by Wednesday's grievance hearing as the committee upheld the chief's decision. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
The Trade Mart at 3689 Savannah Highway has been serving Wayne County and surrounding counties for over 30 years. If it's a small hand tool you're looking for or a 30-ton bearing press, we've got it. You need a tarp? We've got you covered. We have any size you need, from a 5x7 to a 30x60. So if you need a quality tool at an affordable price, come see us at the Trade Mart, 3689 Savannah Highway, or call us at 427-6966. That's 427-6966. The Trade Mart, the tool supply place.
Need a new paint job or body work? Wayne County has a body shop that is a modern, up-to-date repair and paint shop. B&C Collision Center in Scriven. B&C has all the latest equipment with the heated cross-draft paint booth and matrix paint mixing system. They have the grabber frame system and can weld and repair aluminum. Always free estimates, and they work with all insurance companies. Next time you need body or paint work, call the folks at B&C Collision Center in Scriven. 579-2274. That's 579-2274.
totally transparent car buying. With Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC live market pricing, know for certain you're buying at the low market price. We constantly monitor multiple auto and competitor websites to always offer the most aggressive market prices. No games, no gimmicks, no kidding. That's why Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC is the home of the no-hassle deal. Skip the runaround and discover the difference of truly transparent buying on every new and pre-owned vehicle every day. We're online just like you, and we continuously scan pricing on hundreds of vehicles to update prices in real time. At Neesmith Chevrolet Buick GMC, know for certain that our live market price is the low market price. Experience a new and totally transparent way to buy with live market pricing. Chevy, find new roads.
More from City Commission meeting on Tuesday night held at City Hall by the Jessup City Commission. One of the topics of discussion was the recent new record ordinance that the commissioners, the mayor, and city manager and owners of record services, along with law enforcement, ironed out last December. Now the new ordinance is in effect. It basically states that if you're in a wreck and you're not seriously injured, you can tell the law enforcement which record service you prefer. You have that option. But if you're seriously injured and can't answer the question, your vehicle gets picked up by a service which is on a rotating basis by the law enforcement that uses that rotation list to call the next record service on the list. Law enforcement and EMS state the new ordinance is working well, but Derek Landon had an incident happen, and he's not happy with the new ordinance. Was on hand Tuesday night asking the city commissioners if they could revisit the ordinance and maybe tweak it or make changes. Here was Derek Landon addressing the commissioners on Tuesday.
What I come to ask is if there's any way that we can go back and look at this. We talked about it when it first got started. I believe Chief Takaki said that we would look at it, see if there was any problems with it, maybe go back and tweak it. It's definitely hurt our business the way it's going now. If there's no way to do anything to help my business in the city or the other city guys, which we've already discussed in length, is there any way that we can lift the ordinance, go back to the old way? I've got customers that come by looking for the cars. They've been in an accident, they're addled, they don't know, what to do. They can't make a decision on who gets their car. They come by, I won't know why I don't have it, where it is. I have to try to help them find their car. It's just pretty much turned into a disaster for us. Just check and see if there's anything the city commission can do to help us out in the city to alleviate this problem. It's definitely a financial burden for us. What are the problems? Well, we can't go to the accidents anymore, for one thing, so we're not there to show our face, to comfort our customers, anything like that. There's a lot of rotation calls that get called for accidents. You don't have that many. I mean, it's kind of half and half on request. If you have two vehicles in an accident, one's pretty much going to have a request, and the next one's going to say, I can't think, just, an officer says, well, I'll just call the next one in turn. And there's, I think, 7 or either 8 of us. And then they wait for the next one in turn to come. But not being there, being able to show our face or assist any kind of way is just hurt us in the city.
Again, those comments of Derek Landon, Jessup Police Chief Glenn Takaki on hand with Police Lieutenant Mike Lane. Both addressed the commission stating the new ordinance is working well for law enforcement.
The problem was rectified, and this is the only problem that I've heard of since we've implemented it. Our officers, I tried to touch base with them at least 2 or 3 times since we implemented the ordinance, and they really think it's the best interest for public safety. We don't have to worry about wreckers coming to the scene unless they're on the rotation and they're authorized to. We know that with the ordinance that they're going to be in compliance with a lot of standards that was not in place in the past. Safety standards of the vehicles, inspections, permits, licensing fees, and all the requirements of the garages have to be in line with our ordinance. They really feel that it's in the best interest of the city. And I have brought Lieutenant Lane to maybe even bring some more light into the current operations of the ordinance. If you want to step up, Lieutenant? Yes, sir. I've personally spoken with several of our officers during this week. It was actually my off rotation when this incident occurred with Derek. Mr. Randy called me at home. I advised him that Lieutenant Reddish was working. We contacted him, and that situation was rectified. I know he was upset about it, but we did our best to try to fix the problem where it wouldn't be a problem. But this week, I've personally spoken with 7 or 8 of our officers, and they love the record policy that's in place now. They're the ones responding to the wreck scenes, and they say this is the best it's ever been. I mean, I've got officers, I don't know record drivers' names or companies, but I've got officers that can tell you stories where they're kneeled down in the middle of the road, keeping a head stabilized on somebody that's wounded, and a record driver comes sliding up sideways within 10, 15 feet of them. And so they're really enjoying this policy because they don't have to worry about people trying to argue or who was first on scene, who wasn't. It's just a simple, if you have a request, if you don't, we will call rotation.
And again, those comments Tuesday night at the city meeting, again, the mayor and city commissioner stated they took a lot of time on the record ordinance. They had several meetings. Again, the record ordinance will remain intact. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned.
The Trade Mart at 3689 Savannah Highway has been serving Wayne County and surrounding counties for over 30 years. If it's a small hand tool you're looking for or a 30-ton bearing press, we've got it. You need a tarp? We've got you covered. We have any size you need, from a 5x7 to a 30x60. So if you need a quality tool at an affordable price, come see us at the Trade Mart, 3689 Savannah Highway, or call us at 427-6966. That's 427-6966. The Trade Mart, the tool supply place.
The all-out blowout is on! On like a wishbone at Woody Boltham Ford! Cause your wish is our command! Ford owns work, and we make it easy to own Ford!
Easy peasy, y'all. We're dealing Ford F-150 best-selling truck for 40 straight years. 0% financing for 60 months. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you finance with Ford.
0% for 72 months. Plus $1,000 when you finance with Ford on Mustang, Fusion, Escape, and Explorer. Better get to Baxley for the all-out blowout!
Woody's got over 200 Ford Super Duties on the ground or on the way. F2, 3, 4, and 550s. Cabin chassis, flatbed, service bodies, regular extended or crew cab, gas or diesel. Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, y'all. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Better get to Baxley for the all-out blowout! Woody Boltham Ford with around 700 new Fords on the ground. See delivery details.
It's one-stop shopping for your home at Badcock Home Furniture More in Jessup. Badcock offers a full range of furniture, bedding, appliances, electronics, accessories, and floor coverings with the brand names you know and trust. Choose from a product line of more than 4,000 items. And when it comes to financing, Badcock makes it easy by offering you a plan that fits your budget. And be sure to ask about their 0% financing offer for up to 12 months. See Joe and Debbie Pears at Badcock Home Furniture and More, located on Macon Street and Walnut Street in downtown Jessup.
Final notes and news. Don't forget the 12th Annual Grand Slam Fishing Tournament set for August 18th and 19th. Entries are underway. Again, if you're interested, please sign up the Tourism Board office or call the Tourism Board office at 427-3233. This year's event, returning to its roots to win the Grand Slam, the boat must have the heaviest weigh-in of one of each of 3 species, catfish, mudfish, and gar. First places will also be paid for the heaviest weight in each category. Tournament prize will be determined by the number of entries into the event. Weigh-in and tournament headquarters will once again be at JC Fairgrounds at JC Landing. Those fishing in the event can put in anywhere on the Altamar River and fish anywhere they have legal permission to do so. But again, you must be in line at the weigh-in at the fairgrounds by 6 p.m. That's Saturday, August the 19th. Also, a change in the rules allows only 2 bush hooks per boat, with hooks clearly tagged and removed prior to weigh-in. Once again, if you need more information, contact the Tourism Board office. The number is 427-3233. You can check out the event website at waynetourism.com. Online registration also available through active.com. Registration forms can be picked up at the Tourism Board office, at the depot, or also at Scriven and Odom City Halls. Once again, the dates August 18th and 19th, the 12th Annual Grand Slam Fishing Tournament. Pine Forest Country Club going to hold a summer social open to the public on Friday, August 18th. Come dance with the local band Second Chance. Ticket prices for members $20, non-members $25. Going to have a buffet from 7 to 9, light hors d'oeuvres, blackened chicken pasta, manicotti, and garlic bread. The music takes place from 9 to 11:45 p.m. Must be 21 to enter. If you have any questions, call the Country Club, the number 427-4625. Again, the date Friday, August the 18th. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morganson, have a great day.
You've been listening to local news on WIFO.
Need a new paint job or body work? Wayne County has a body shop that is a modern, up-to-date repair and paint shop. BNC Collision Center in Scriven. BNC has all the latest equipment with the heated cross-draft paint booth and matrix paint mixing system. They have the grabber frame system and can weld and repair aluminum. Always free estimates, and they work with all